Hello everyone, my name is Sabrina and I'm from Taiwan and now I'm living in Tokyo, one of the biggest metropolitan city in the world. And so I think the story basically began after I entered college. I go to a university called Waseda and I study the international studies in a really international department. So with the heart that I want to be better in both English and Japanese, with that ambition, I came to Japan and started a new life as a college student. So I'm from Taiwan and I'm from a really big and loving family. So basically how I know how to love other people is from my family. However, being in Japan by myself, it was kind of hard at the beginning because I couldn't speak any Japanese and my English was so bad that a lot of the international kids, they just like, oh gosh, I'm not gonna talk to her. So I kind of feel like really lonely all the time for my first and second year in college. Even though I joined like a lot of student clubs, like jazz dance and like a cappella, like those like Japanese student clubs, and I try to do some part-time job. And I think as long as I study hard, as long as I behavior good, and then my life is good enough because I'm trying all my best to do everything I can do. However, things didn't went as well as I thought. So after like I was like a broken relationship with a Korean guy, and then also like some really hardship during the part-time job, and also the feeling that I can never ever really be good at Japanese. I was just really hurt and heartbroken, and sometimes I even just want to isolate myself with anyone. And even walking on the streets, I would like to put on my iPod and music because I cannot feel the heat of this city. I feel my heart was so cold because the interaction between me and other people is just so cold. So I want to put on music and trying to live in a world that I can just be with myself. So that's basically how I encountered Jesus and how he approached me. So one day I was sitting at a school restaurant and eating by myself, thinking, okay, next class is a Japanese class and blah blah blah. And then suddenly two people, they approached me. They sit next to me while eating a lunch, and then they say, hey, we are from California, basically because they speak English. So that just made me want to talk to them because I want my English to be better. And then so we keep talking and chat like really happily. And all of a sudden, at the end, they told me, so, do you know who is Jesus? I was like, what? Jesus? And do you know, actually, Jesus, he died for your sins. I was like, oh, come on. Like, I don't want to hear all of these, like, gospel sharing thing because I'm from a Buddhist family. So I don't really think I want to have a relationship with Jesus or I want to know about him at that point. But then, like, they were so nice, even though my attitude was kind of aggressive and kind of like rejectful, but they still invite me to a Friday fellowship party. And during that dinner party, they were just so warm, and I still remember like the first Christian girl I met, she told me, do you know what? Because Jesus loves you and I love you. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? And then also, I sort of argue with other people with the religion thing because I used to be atheist, I think. And then they just been so nice and gentle and so loving to me. Yeah. So I started to want to know about what's Christianity because I don't think I know God at the first place personally, but I saw God's image through the people. Those people who were doing gospel sharing in Tokyo. Yes. And then I went to Seattle for my third year of university. I started going to church started checking out these things. But not until half a year, I start to really feel there's really a God, because I realized there are a lot of burdens that I carried for my first and second year of college. I feel like I need to pursue good grades, and I need to look better. I need to keep working out so I can have a better outlook, and I need to be better at all the languages. So those pressures of being more competitive is really stressing me out, and that made me feel like I'm always looking for something that's better in the future, because that's where I can put my hope for. And during that Christian conference where I first encountered God, He told me, I will carry all of your burdens. You don't need to be anyone else. I really love the way you are. And I was so moved, and I really feel there's a flood of warmness come from my heart. And that's Jesus. That He told me, Sabrina, let me carry my yoke, for my yoke is way lighter than yours. So I decided to follow God 2 years ago. And then things weren't easy after starting following God. Of course, I have the honeymoon period with God that I feel like I want to pursue Him with all my heart. After coming back to Japan again, I want to live the victory of Jesus. Even though I used to feel I am defeated by this environment, because I just don't really appreciate the sophisticatedness in Tokyo and all this business. That really sometimes just made me it just drive me crazy. But I say, Jesus, because I have you, I want to look at your face, to go through all these things, but not look at my own circumstances. So Jesus, He was really faithful. Last year, I was spending the whole year to do job hunting in Japan. And most people know doing job hunting in Japan is a pain, because you need to go through a lot of interviews and try to present yourself really well in Japanese. And do you know, I'm not qualified with all those capability of being hired in Tokyo. But Jesus, God, He is really merciful. And I really believe that if He want me to stay in this country, and He want me to share gospel, to spread out His love with the people around me, then He will provide. So basically, I don't think I have any, and I'm just not qualified to get a job in Tokyo, but He really provide me a job. And I know He want to use that job, and He want to use every part of my life, of my story, to share gospel, to let people know Jesus, God, He is love. And He is the perfect love that everyone can pursue. And yes, so I think this is my testimony. Thank you so much for listening.